Look around you. From the car you drive, to the electricity powering your home, to the plastic in countless everyday objects, they all share a common origin, oil. And connecting the distant oil fields to the world's refineries and your doorstep are the unsung heroes of global trade, oil tanker ships. These aren't just any ships. They are colossal feats of engineering, designed to transport vast quantities of one of the world's most vital and volatile commodities across oceans. Today, we're diving deep into the world of oil tankers, understanding their purpose, their power, and the crucial role they play in our modern lives. So, what exactly is an oil tanker? Simply put, it's a merchant ship designed for the bulk transport of oil or its refined products. But simply put, doesn't quite capture the scale. Imagine a vessel longer than 4 football fields, capable of carrying enough oil to fill millions of car fuel tanks. We're talking about ships that can displace hundreds of thousands of tons. They are essentially floating pipelines, connecting the supply to the demand on a global scale. Their design is specialized. They feature multiple cargo tanks, segregated to hold different types of oil or to ensure stability. Modern tankers are also built with double hulls, an inner and an outer shell for critical safety measure to prevent spills in case of a breach. Now we will go on board an oil tanker to see this design arrangement with our surveyor. Hi, Vatt.
Hi, Caroline. We are here inside one of the cargo tank of an oil tanker. We can see the internal construction of this cargo tank. Transverse and longitudinal bulkheads are separating the different cargo tanks. In the bottom of the tank, we can see the heating coils. Also, we can see the suction of the cargo pumps.
What about the double skin, Vatt? Can we see it from inside?
Of course, Caroline. Here we are inside the space between the double skin or side ballast tank. This is the outer side shell with its attached longitudinal stiffeners and transverse web frames. And the other side, we can see the inner shell, which presents the boundary of the cargo tank. This space is used as tanks for seawater ballast, or fresh water, or fuel.
Thanks, Vatt. Please be waiting. We will contact you again to see other place on board this ship. Not all oil tankers are created equal. They come in various sizes, each suited for different routes and cargo types. On the smaller end, we have Aframax tankers, generally used for short to medium haul routes, often carrying refined products. Then there are Suezmax tankers, specifically designed to pass through the Suez Canal, a vital shortcut for global trade. But the true titans are the very large crude carriers, or VLCCs, and the even larger ultra-large crude carriers, or ULCCs. These behemoths are primarily used for long-haul transport of crude oil from major production regions, like the Middle East, to refineries worldwide. Their sheer size allows for incredible economies of scale, making the global transportation of oil more efficient and cost-effective. So, how does all that oil get on and off these ships? It's a highly orchestrated process involving sophisticated port infrastructure and rigorous safety protocols. So, the next time you fill up your car or use a plastic product, take a moment to consider the incredible journey of oil and the silent giants that make it all possible. Once again, we back to VAT on board the oil tanker to explain to us how this process of cargo loading and unloading happens. Hi VAT, once again, can you explain to us the loading and unloading process for the oil?
Caroline, oil tanker ships are more than just vessels. They are a testament to human ingenuity and a vital artery in the global economy, constantly working to keep our world moving. At the loading terminal, often offshore, or at specialized ports, powerful pumps transfer crude oil from storage facilities into the tanker's cargo tanks. This process is carefully monitored to ensure even distribution and stability. We can see here the cargo manifold where the cargo hoses are connected to transfer cargo from terminal to the ship's cargo tanks. Once at its destination, the reverse happens. The oil is offloaded via pipelines to refineries or large storage depots, where it then begins its transformation into the products we use every day. But during discharging cargo from the ship, they are using the cargo pumps in the pump room, or the framer pump, which is located inside the cargo tank.
Fantastic. But with such a massive quantity of a hazardous material, safety and environmental protection are paramount. The history of oil transport has seen its share of tragic accidents, leading to significant advancements in regulations and technology. Today, international conventions like MARPOL, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, set strict standards for tanker design, operation, and maintenance. Double hulls, advanced navigation systems, and stringent crew training are now standard. However, the risk of spills, though greatly reduced, remains a constant concern. The industry, environmental organizations, and governments continually work together to minimize this risk and develop rapid response strategies in case of an incident.
This is right, Caroline. Here we are inside the Cargo Control Room, CCR. Here they can control the cargo loading and unloading process. The monitoring the cargo quantities for each tank, the cargo temperature, also they adjust the ship's stability. And the most important issue, Caroline, is the pollution prevention through the monitoring of cargo level and alarms inside each tank to avoid oil overflow and spills. Also inside the CCR, there is a very important instrument, which is called ODME, Oil Discharge Monitoring Equipment. ODME is a system used on ships to monitor and control the discharge of oily water mixtures into the sea, ensuring compliance with international regulations like MARPOL. It measures the oil content in the discharged water and records relevant data like discharge rate, location, and time, preventing overboard discharges exceeding set limits.
Very nice. Thanks VAT for these information, and we are waiting more details about oil tankers operation test during your survey videos. And now, after we know what is the oil tanker and we saw from inside, what do you think about the future? As the world grapples with climate change and transitions towards renewable energy, what does the future hold for oil tanker? While the demand for oil may eventually decrease, these ships will remain crucial for decades to come. Oil will still be needed for various industries, and the transition to renewables will be a gradual process. Furthermore, the shipping industry itself is exploring ways to reduce its carbon footprint, with research into alternative fuels for tankers and more efficient vessel designs. The innovation that built these giants will continue to evolve. And this what we will discover during our next videos, and also with VAT during her videos about her surveys on board. And so we have reached the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed it with us, and to see you in a new video with a new type of ships.